Good day, beautiful people. I am your host Toya, and on the screen next to me, you've got beautiful Tito.
Good, good day, starlights, moonbeams, and sunshines. I am Tito. Once again, you are on Talks with Toya and Tito. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. It is our last one. Our very last one. We made it. We made it. We made it, and we're about to go to the next year. So,
Yes.
thank you for joining in. I'm going to hand over to my host Toya.
So, just like the Christmas special edition that we had, this is very informal. It's more talks with Toya and Tito, nothing else, nothing more. And this week,
Nothing special. Don't.
we
don't
are
wait
the
for any
special.
fireworks.
We are the special.
We are the fireworks.
And so this week's topic is really interesting. We do a reflection on this year and just what did you learn about yourself? A couple achievements. This for us is an achievement. Talks to Toya and Tito. We're like, yes, we did it.
We did it.
Yes. So it's been pretty a very wild year. I would say we had COVID, and we still right now in lockdown level 3. And so, how do you spend New Year's Eve? So let's get straight into it, Tito.
Let's get straight into it. So it's not it has not been an easy year.
Yes.
Let's start there.
Yes.
So I looked into myself, I introspected, and I'm thinking, I literally, like, before we started, we spoke about this earlier on. We're like, so what are we gonna do for the New Year's Eve special countdown of how many things have I actually learned about myself? And I looked at it in not only in a positive way, but I looked at things that I've that have changed about me, that haven't changed about me, bad things, good things that I've learned about myself. So we're gonna do 5 and 5. So my number 5 of things that I've learned about myself during this year, especially during COVID and especially after things just did not go as planned. Things just did not go as planned. I learned to have a lot of resilience. I am one of the most resilient pushing persons. Please listen to that. Persons. I believe I am very resilient. I believe that I became more resilient in this year because I could have just given up. A lot of things were not working out for me. A lot of things were seeming very gloomy. For me, 2020 was actually a year of introspection. And I mean, if you came out of this year without learning anything about yourself,
Yeah.
I think you gotta take a couple of steps back and ask yourself, what am I actually doing in my life? So yes, that is the one thing that I learned about myself. My number 5 is resilience. That I'm very resilient. What about you? What is your number 5?
Number 5 would be that I can still write poetry. It was my way of communication for years, and somewhere along the line, you become married, you come out of high school, and that bubble that you've been in, it burst, right? And yeah, you think you're gonna make it big and stuff, and things don't go in. And as time goes, everything just keeps dropping and dropping until eventually you've got no confidence, you've got no, like, you don't believe in yourself anymore, you can't do basic things. Like Tito used to sing last week, she sang, so she's got her singing back. I don't know if that was one of her things, I'm just putting it out there. But so like,
I think, girl, I think.
so like you lose yourself basically. And for me, poetry has been a way of communicating. If I didn't know how to tell you something, I would write a poem and I'd make you read it, and literally my heart and my soul would be on there. And so I wrote a piece about this year, and I feel like we've been basically in an abusive relationship with COVID this year. The lie of the promise that this year is going to be a good year. Learning that I can write again has been one of the best things for me, because it's been Like I've been fighting to write, and every time just staring at a blank piece of paper, not able to put my thoughts down. So I got my writing back. That's my number 5. Tito,
All
what's number
right,
4?
that's actually, before I get into my number 4, that's actually was going to be my number 3. So we'll just go into number 4. I'll swap it with my number 3. So I realized about myself that I can still communicate with pen and paper, because that has been the one thing for me that was always therapeutic, was always a way
Yeah,
of expressing myself, because I feel I'm so good at words, but I'm not good at expression. So I cannot, I can't deal with things face to face. So I'd rather write
write
some,
it
a piece of
down.
poetry or something. Yeah. So as for me, that's my number 4. As well, like likewise with you, I can still write, and I'm actually quite damn good at it.
Yes, you are.
So how's about your number 4?
Number 4 is I got my smile back. Joy, the confidence. Like I said, life does things to us, guys, and you lose it. And in this time, I learned to find the silver lining and smile.
That's you like doing the most, hey? Like, because I feel like all my things are just like, what the, you are so metaphorical, and you're putting all this philosophical things in, and I'm just like, what else did I learn about myself? Well, I learned that I am out of shape.
Oh, look.
I am shape, and I should have never stopped the gym. I should have never stopped the gym. So yes,
Amen,
that's
sister.
my number 3 is that I'm out of shape, and exercise is actually one of the best things that has happened to me. So yeah, that's what another thing I learned about myself is together with my resilience. Working out was hard to go back into, because I mean, my daughter, I only lost my baby weight this year. She's 3.
Yeah,
She's 3, and I only lost my baby weight
that's
this year. So
life,
I
guys.
did,
That's
yeah.
life.
That's life. That is life. That is life. So what about you? What's your number 3?
Number 3 for me is that I'm a passionate person. I am so passionate. And I've learned,
Hence, talks with Toya and Cheetah.
hence talks with Toy and Tito. I'm very passionate as a person, and it's like I've been hidden under a blanket. And everybody kept asking me for the last few years, what happened to you? And I'd be like, I'm fine. What do you mean, what happened to me? And you kind of become defensive because people are questioning. Like, you used to be like this. I'm like, hey, guys, life happens. I'm fine. Leave me alone. And I realized this year that I'm still a passionate being, and I love helping people. And that is where my passion is the most, and changing people's lives. So, yeah.
And my number 2 is that I am enough. I am enough of
Yes,
a mother. I
you
am
are.
enough of a sister. I am enough of a friend. I am enough of a partner. I'm enough of a daughter. I learned about myself that in order for me to get reciprocation from the relationships that I have,
Yeah.
I need to understand that I am the person they want to be or
Thank
are
you.
in a relationship with. So I am enough. So that's my number 2, what I learned about myself.
I
The
think,
second was,
sorry, before you go on, I know Tito. And all these years, we've always just looked up to her and thought, "Just, she is life. As friends and that. We know each other since grade 1. I just say. And
grade 1. We're not going to calculate the years, guys. We're not going to calculate the years.
and so we've literally been to primary school, high school together, separated for some time, came back, and I know this chick. She's always been everyone's goal. And this year when we started talking, realizing that she's back at the point where she's like, guys, I am her. It is me. And
Yeah.
yes, you
Yeah.
are her.
Yeah.
You are the person
Thank
that we
you.
all want to
Thank
be
you.
around. We love you, man. And so, like, I just want to say this, like, this is a side note, but ladies, you are enough. If we get emotional,
Yes, you
just give
are
us,
enough. You remind yourself every single day and wake up and remind yourself, I am enough.
yeah,
I am a good enough mother. I
yes,
am a good enough self. I am a good
exactly,
enough wife. I'm a good enough girlfriend.
yeah.
You watching this,
You
you
are
are
enough.
enough.
That's literally just, I think that is our daily to ourselves. And, every now and then when we're getting to talk, she's big sis to me, and she'll be like, babes, You got this. You know, when I look up to, I'm like, you got this too. And it's important
And
that
that
we
time you
all,
hold my hand, like,
it's important that we all remember because, like I said, life happens. I think that's my new saying, life happens. And you know, but when it
but we
happens,
move,
yes,
we move,
yeah, when
we
it
move.
happens, what do you do? How do you deal? How do you cope? Which has been the theme of every
The
single conversation.
underlying
Yeah,
theme is coping mechanisms. How do
exactly.
you cope? How
Exactly.
have you coped during
Yeah.
this year? So, what is your number two?
Number two for me is that I am one hell of a strong willed chick. Hey
Yes,
guys,
yes.
like I've had my husband telling me, like, you don't give up. That you like just, I'm like, I want this. And I know what I
Resilient,
want.
resilient.
Resilient.
Yes.
Yes, you know exactly what you want and you go for it. And I want to say this also to the ladies because I've been in many conversations with other women that I know are strong. I know them to be strong people. And then they're around guys and women and people that
Like,
undermine and they try and break them. And then they go, maybe I'm too strong. No, you are just perfect, honey.
have you ever seen the sun go black because it's blinding somebody? Girl, you shine. Shine. Even if you
Exactly.
blind someone else, you shine. You
Shine. You
shine
never
and you
dim it.
rise and you
Yeah.
be that light that you are because you are the light.
Yes. And nobody faces your life. Nobody faces your challenges. Nobody faces anything you go through. So don't ever dim your light, like Tito said. And then,
Don't dim your light, don't dim your light.
what's your number one, baby? What's yours?
My number one is that what I learned, well, actually a reoccurring thing for me, a lot of people don't know, besides being having a spiritual calling, and being a healer, which people don't know about me, and actually having a mental illness, a couple of mental illnesses within me, I realized about myself that I have nobody to thank but God. My faith never wavers. My number one
Yeah.
is that I realized about myself that I am faithful beyond measure. I trust in the Lord and His will for my life so much, and I've trusted Him. Oh my gosh, it's been a tough year. It has
Yeah.
been
It's
a
been, it's
very
really
tough
been
year,
difficult this year, you know?
but I came out of it unscathed, and I can only thank the Lord and the universe and my creator and my ancestors for guiding and protecting me. So that's what I learned about myself, is that I am very faithful. I my faith, it will never be shaken and it will never waver, because I believe in the higher power that controls whatever is going on around us. Nothing happens by coincidence, and it is not it's not up to me to decide what is going to happen, and how other people will react to my light, like we just spoke about. So I learned that my faith will be there for me, and I will not dim my light. So yes,
Yeah.
that's my number
That's the
one.
second one we've got in common actually. It's God first always. Guys, friends leave, your man might leave, but
Your kids are
God
gonna grow up, baby
and
girl, and they're
leave.
gonna
And they might
leave.
even marry people you don't like. You'll be like, but my child, of all the people. Anyway, it's not a conversation for today. But
For
God,
another day.
yes, God is God is God. He doesn't change his goodness. He doesn't change. So the Bible says he cannot change his character. He is not man that he should lie. And if you've
Yes,
never,
he is omnipotent. He
yes,
is omnipresent. He is Alpha and Omega. He is
exactly.
everything, that he's one and all, and a beginning and end. And that is the one thing that we actually didn't even speak about. Like, oh my gosh, we need to plan this down. Yeah, you are very, like, I remember we had this conversation, and you were feeling very down, and I reminded you, and I was like, pray,
Yeah,
and you were like, actually, it was as if it was some aha moment, and you're like, actually,
yeah,
that's something that I haven't been doing, hey. And you are one person, I won't lie, that I go to for that support in prayer. You're one of my prayer sisters, so I know when somebody's like you reminds me pray, then I know that I should give back that exact energy to you, because we don't understand that praying doesn't mean that you need to kneel down and you need to now like read the Bible 25 million times, but just have that relationship with God. Don't forget your relationship with God, because without that relationship, you would be nowhere.
exactly that. And you know what? If going into this new year, this has been a difficult year. We
Yes.
keep coming back to that because I just, when COVID-19 hit, we were like, guys, does anyone know anyone who's died of this thing? Does anyone know anyone who's been infected? And since I've actually been here in the Eastern Cape, the 1 week we had 18 funerals. It's the 1 week.
Oh no.
And in my family, in the last 2 weeks, I've lost 4 family members. And it's not there, it's not far away. Your mortality is challenged. It is challenged.
Yes.
You're not going to live
Yes.
forever, but the remembrance of who your maker is, the relationship is important. Don't spend life ignoring God and then, last second, God, please let me in. Let's not be those
And God-
people.
And let's not also forget about ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, I think the main reason why we speaking about what we learned about ourselves is we always look at, the nice thing is, I'm gonna give us a click. Somebody give us a click. We didn't mention any materialistic things. We really we literally, I think, like I said before, if you didn't learn anything from this period
Yeah.
where we're all needing to work together, to like far away from each other, but we need to work together. And if you haven't learned anything about yourself, then you need to very, 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 very critically step back
Yeah.
and look at yourself and ask yourself, what is it? Because you cannot, if you're not stable and at peace with yourself, you can't be at peace with anything that is around
Exactly
you.
that.
So,
It's exactly that. My previous pastors would say this to me, and I'd get so irritated. I'd be like, I don't understand what your point is. And they would go, where you are, you are. And I'd be like, what does it even mean? Like with attitude. But where you are, you are. If you keep having the same problem with people, the same, every time, the same problem. Honey,
there's something
where
that
you
need
are.
to learn. Like, look, what? Yes, you are where you are supposed to be right at that moment. There's something that you're supposed to learn at that specific moment. With that said, we're not gonna delve into any more that we're going to talk about in the next year. We're going to say Happy New Year. May you have a prosperous year.
Yes.
May you take care of yourself. May you celebrate very safely. And may you keep your family close by. Love and light to you and yours from us here at Toya and Tito. I am going to hand over to my hostess to say a farewell to you. Happy New Year.
Yes, and my closing would be, somebody put a post on Facebook and said that this year, can we not let crackers go? Can we let white balloons up on the 1st into the air? For all those that we've lost. And I think that is beautiful. I'm going to be looking at the sky. I'm going to be doing it. And I just want to encourage everybody, let's celebrate safely. I know that we make memes about our president, but guys, we are adults. We are
Can we
grown
not
ups.
be that show?
Can we not? And
Can we not be that show?
exactly. Can we plan our year? Can we just put some time? Today's the 30th. Show's probably going to go live tomorrow. When you listen to this, get a pen and paper, plan a little bit, think a little bit before you start to enjoy, before it's like, yes, I'm a piano and stuff. That's
I'm
introspection.
a piano where? Because we have to sleep at 10, babes.
No,
10
in your
o'clock.
house.
We
I'm
sleep.
a piano in my house, guys. They can't break into my door and tell me, oh, well. But from my side, do that. And Happy New Year. We
Happy
love
New
you.
Year to everybody.
We'll be seeing you in the new year. It's going to be very
In the new
hot
year.
and exciting.
Happy New Year, everybody. Goodbye from us here. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Bye.
Bye.